Blow. What? Blue? Blue? Blue. 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 Hi, ladies. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Magic series episode on Planeswalkers. Now, we've kind of shown an example of a Planeswalker, but we didn't really go in fully as in what a Planeswalker is. Now, a Planeswalker is a card that has certain abilities, but we'll kind of go over it as it goes. For instance, Planeswalkers in Magic can be kind of considered players in the fact that they can be dealt damage by creatures.
And that they are targeted as players.
Yeah.
Oh, you can actually do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's mostly
It's
just...
won't. You have to target your opponent, and then when it goes through, you can redirect it to the Planeswalker.
But the thing is that it has to be a form of damage or counter manipulation. Everything else is pointless. The only thing is that some people might consider these creatures, which is not the case. They are essentially sorceries in their own form. It's just how they're played.
Their abilities act like
Anyway, explain how.
So, Planeswalkers enter the field via paying the mana cost as usual, and they enter the field with a certain number of loyalty counters. Loyalty counters is essentially their life and their usage for abilities. Notice how their abilities each have pluses or minuses on the loyalty counters. When they hit 0, they are sent to the graveyard. It's a lot like creatures with their toughness or things like that.
But Planeswalkers can't attack.
Yeah. However, Planeswalkers are also affected by the legendary rule, which can be abused like I will just call them stupid rules.
Fine.
Each turn, you can activate a loyalty counter ability, whether it's a plus or minus. Yeah, only one. Whether it's a plus or a minus, it doesn't matter. It's a simple fact that you can only have one per turn. And is that mostly just on your turn?
Yeah,
Unless
they
it
have.
says otherwise?
They have to be activated as sorceries.
Yeah, so they're activated as sorceries, so they can only be played on your turn. There are multiple different types of Planeswalkers. We'll kind of just go over a few examples. For instance, this here is Jace Beleren. His loyalty abilities, well, he comes in with 3 loyalty counters. His loyalty abilities, his first one is a +2. Each player draws a card. Now, +2 means he just adds 2 more loyalty counters to him.
So, if you activated that, you gain 5.
No,
you would
gain
be
2.
five.
You would,
be
sorry,
at 5.
sorry. You'd be at 5. I didn't mean to...
Yeah.
Anyways, his second ability is a -1, which says target player draws a card. That's simple enough. Yeah, when you use a minus ability, it minuses that many loyalty counters. Then he has his final one, which is a -10. Target player puts the top 20 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Now, Planeswalkers will pretty much always have 3 abilities. They'll have their plus ability. Their second one will either be a minus or a 0, depending.
Not necessarily.
I've actually seen pluses also for those too.
Really? Oh, well then, it's kind of a wild card with that one.
Planeswalkers have 3 abilities. They have 2 moderate abilities and what could be defined as an ultimate ability.
Their ultimate ability pretty much always is a minus, though.
To better explain the ultimate ability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. To better explain an ultimate ability, we will put out a Liliana of the Dark Realms. Now, as you can see, her +1s is
she comes into play with.
Well, yeah, she comes into play with 3 loyalty counters. Her +1 is search your library for a swamp, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your library. -3, target creature gets +X/+X or -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of swamps you control. However, her -6 ability, and some Planeswalkers have this, others don't. It really depends on which one you're playing with. She gets an emblem. And this emblem says, swamps you control have tap, add 4 swamps to your mana pool.
Yep.
Now, emblems will look like this. This is an emblem card. Now, this would stay on the field once that is activated. It does not get removed. Because I don't think there's a single card that removes emblems.
Not yet, no.
I would also think that anything that removes permanents could remove them. They are permanents.
I think we looked that one up, actually.
Did we?
Don't re-rate.
Interesting.
We'll be over that.
Well, we'll go over that another time. But the emblem will stay on the field, as far as we know, and it has that certain effect, and that effect maintains itself for you, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, and you only.
It's for only you, and each Planeswalker, if it has it, will be different.
Now, you don't necessarily need an emblem card to play with the Planeswalkers. Some people find other ways to do it. Some people use dice, coins, whatever, just to symbolize that this is the emblem. Some people even use the Planeswalker card itself.
After it's dead, correct?
Yeah, after it's dead, of course.
Yeah, which some people I've seen do it, where they just go ahead and put the Planeswalker sideways or flip it upside down.
So it just needs some kind of signification
that this is an emblem.
Yeah.
That needs to be mentioned as it is. There are a few other Planeswalkers. I think we'll just go over a few other ones that we have here. We have Tybalt the Fiend-Blooded. +1, draw a card, then discard a card at random. -4, he deals damage equal to the number of cards in target player's hand to that player. And then his -6 is gain control of all creatures until end of turn. Untap them. They gain haste until end of turn. Really fast.
He is also the cheapest Planeswalker.
Oh yeah, a 2 cost. Most Planeswalkers are anywhere from 3 to like what, 6 or 8?
I believe Garuk is one of the more expensive
I think.
Well, yeah.
Nicol Bolas.
Well, Nicol Bolas is dear God.
Yeah, the gambit on them is there's 1 2 cost, 1 3 cost, and then at the other spectrum there's 1 8 cost, and everything else is spread out in between.
Yeah. So that's a Tybalt for you. And we also have over here Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. +1, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. -1, target artifact becomes a 5/5 artifact creature. -4, target player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is twice the number of artifacts you control. Now you can kind of get a sense with all these cards with all these Planeswalkers that were shown, that each Planeswalker kind of has their own form of a gimmick. You know?
Now, but here's the thing: do all Planeswalkers deal, damage or
no.
other things?
Liliana didn't.
Liliana did. Well, Liliana kind of had a
here's
+X,
the thing.
+X.
What if there's Planeswalkers for creatures?
Well, there is, such as Garuk, Color of Beasts. Garuk's first one is reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put all creature cards revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order, which is very useful for creature decks. I know that I've used it several times and gotten out on the board. His -3 is you may put a green creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, and that's a free pay cost. Any green creature, dear God, you can drop something huge and unholy like Vorinclex or something like that.
Yogin of Life's Web.
I'm not going to go into your ungodly, holy broken...
I play Progenitus.
Yeah.
I hate you. Anyways, and his -7 is you get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. That one is a really dangerous card, especially if you are like heavy on big creatures, or you have a gigantic deck and actually know how to make one that works well. That noise. We also have Domri Raid. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Simple enough, you can search through your library. It gives you something you can do. And if I'm correct, that's a May ability. So if it's a creature card and you don't want to reveal it and put it into your hand...
Top card.
Well, it's the top card. If it's one of those, you can just leave it there. May abilities are really useful, especially for something like this, if you don't want to show the opponent what you have.
Mm-hmm.
If you need it right there and then, though, it's probably a good idea to reveal it, because it allows you to play it and they're going to see it anyways. Then you have his... What?
Especially if you want to get to his final ability.
Yeah, dear Christ. His -2 is target creature you control fights another target creature, another little awesome pit fighty thing. And his -7 is absolutely wondrous. Now, in a previous video, we have actually discussed this a little bit. You get an emblem with creatures you control have double strike, trample, hexproof, and haste, and that is a horribly broken combo for creatures.
Sliver Overlord.
I'm thinking, what would that do with my slivers?
You gotta have Garuk
No.
there. You gotta have Garuk and Ralzarek there too.
Garuk's already in there. Ralzarek is not.
Speaking of Ralzarek, comes into play with 4. Tapped, his +1 is tap target permanent, then untap another target permanent. It's nice. Kind of sets up certain blockers, if you may.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His -2 is he deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Everyone loves a good burn. And his -7, which is...
Broken-ish.
We have gone over this sort of thing. We've actually had a game where we had, almost like 72 turns in a row.
Let's check, actually.
Actually, yeah, we have a paper describing this, and these people will...
How many turns did I take in a row?
Let's find out.
Most turns taken in a row?
50.
I took 50 turns
50
in a row.
turns in a row, and that's using this plus a few other cards, but mostly this.
It was that one
Yeah.
of the card doubling to you.
-7, flip 5 coins. Take an extra turn after this one for each coin that comes up heads. That is horrid.
Especially if you have some of the older cards that allow you to redo coin flips you don't like.
Yeah.
Also, one other thing I would actually add a note on this, also for other things, is like Dread War, or what's that other one? These are specific cards that destroy target creature or planeswalker.
There are cards that will. There are cards that will affect planeswalkers. Some of them remove counters because a lot of times that can affect them as long as it doesn't say target creature or something like that. You have some burns or board wipes that specifically say planeswalkers alongside of other things, or even just planeswalkers, Like Magma Quake's a good one because that deals X amount of damage to all creatures without flying and all planeswalkers. Okay, there's one more thing that is should be duly noted about planeswalkers. Planeswalkers follow the general same deck building rules as most cards, whereas you can have 4 of one type in your deck. However, you can have as many other unique planeswalkers as you want inside of your deck as long as you can run them, at least smartly. Anyways, that was our short and wonderful video on planeswalkers. I hope you found this informational. Comment, like, subscribe, the usual stuff. If you found any problems or you have any questions, go ahead and comment and we'll answer them. And thank you all for joining in, and we'll see you next time.